character transfer. Like you're a Jedi in Old Republic, and your Force powers just turn into dark energy powers when you get the Mass Effect.
This is the best MMO idea ever.
Then George Lucas literally goes and murders John Riccatello.
What? John.
He has a real lightsaber, and he cuts off John Riccatello's
He
head.
Force chokes a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems uncertain times in the future for Mythic, but I can't help but feel like they couldn't be in better hands. Like, it's obviously a certain amount of upset and strife is happening
I don't
there.
even know that I would necessarily like uncertain times sounds a lot darker than it probably.
It sounds
Well,
pretty
I'm sure at Mythic there are people that are worried whenever you have a big shift like that, and the people that were running it are no longer running it, unless they hated the way it was being run before internally, which I don't really know.
Right.
You think Ray's the heavy? Ray has to sit down and be.
That's the thing. I can't imagine either of them being the heavy.
Hey, everything. Hey,
No, there is no good cop, bad cop there.
But couldn't you imagine both of them just like having like a yelling freak out? Look, people, goddamn it! Just like that, kind of like throwing, just like all the way, just flipped out, throwing stuff.
See, I can't. It's so like the idea that would happen.
I can't
would
imagine them
cry.
being the quiet heavy. I could imagine
the flipping out and like fingers on the neck, taking as well.
just like turning over a table.
My blood pressure's
fucking
way up.
breaking
My
something.
pulse.
Then you have to do the correct. Listen, I'm just trying to make a point.
It is about to truly be the Age of Dragons in here.
What Greg is trying to say. What Greg, we can all work on.
These art assets are garbage. You people are garbage.
I think what Greg is trying to say is we have a lot
Get
of work
back to the
ahead of us.
poker table. I do the real work around here.
Don't look out! Don't. Oh, I should have stayed in Canada.
Yeah, if I ever saw either of them doing that, I think I might like start crying.
Yeah, exactly. You
freak
would,
me out.
and you would want to do your job well enough to where that never happened again, wouldn't you?
I guess so. It would be effective. If you know, I want someone to write in. I want insider dirt. I want to know, like, if you've worked at BioWare or something,
See the
anonymously
freak out?
send us an email. I want to know about any sort of Dr. Ray or Dr. Greg freakouts. Moving on, Serious Sam. That's coming back. That's weird, right?
God, who owns that now?
Serious Sam HD, Crow Team.
Still
Crow
Crow
Team.
Team. They still.
Majesco's
kicking?
publishing for them, but
But that's only on Xbox Live Arcade. On the PC, it'll be published by Devolver Digital.
what's that?
I thought Devolver Digital was doing the
Oh God,
development.
that's
the new Mike Wilson company.
Yeah,
really
back.
That is Mike Wilson and Harry.
Really?
Yeah,
Harry
it's the
Allen-
Gamecock.
Harry Allen,
It's
is
the
it?
Gamecock guys. saying,
It's the
"Guess
God
what?
guys.
The God guys
this
come.
time we're-
Gamecock guys come."
This time we're actually run by developers. This time, actually, they tell us what to publish. Man,
Yeah,
really?
so
I did
they're
not-
doing the PC version and Majesco's doing the console version.
To be clear, I think most of the stuff that has been put out under the God and Gamecock labels has been crap. However, love those guys and the fact that they keep doing this. And Serious Sam, in its time, that game was
Serious Sam.
radical. The first Serious Sam game, it devolved pretty quickly.
I really wanted to like it, but yeah.
I really liked the first one. I really liked.
I liked it more in theory than
Yeah,
I did in
totally.
practice.
It's
It was
one
like,
of those-
wow, that's so awesome! They're making this game, and then I would play through the first quarter of it and go, eh.
I
mean,
really.
the guys scream when they run at you, and that's awesome. But it's
They have no heads, and they
have
have bombs strapped to where their hands should be, and they're screaming.
There's so many awesome ideas in that game. I just wish it was more that I enjoyed playing it more.
It was like a very good moment for me in video game wise when a bunch of people got up to that huge boss at the end that is just towering and running away. That was a good. That game was worth it for that. It was like
I'll give you that.
It's a fun game to play
was
co-op style. Like that was one of my first good kind of co-op experiences.
It was budget, right? It was like $15, $20
like
Yeah.
$20 for the first
Yeah.
episode.
of the original one.
Because they did like episode 1 and episode 2, which were basically, I think they've ever done episode 3. I don't remember.
They were both like full-length games.
But
Yeah,
that
I
was still
thought-
like Sam. That was still Serious Sam 1, and then they did like a straight up Serious Sam 2.
Yeah,
And then they also did like some they farmed out some
did
console
console
games that
game
was not so good.
but there was something real loose about it. Played kind of
It was like Doom. It was just a high-res Doom or
Yeah.
something.
Like,
Like,
yeah.
better tech behind it or
Spun
something.
It's
around
funny because
real quickly.
at the time it was like everything looked super crisp and sharp and fast and crazy, and so now we're saying no, better, cranking it up even more. That game that you thought looked awesome then, we've made it awesomer, and these new screenshots look, I guess, more like Serious Sam.
But by making it more awesome, haven't they also made it less awesome?
Depends how less, more awesome they make it.
I
I
think
don't
they
know.
should
I
make
mean,
it
it's
more
gonna-
or less awesome.
It's going to
to
be an
make it more
Xbox
awesome.
Live Arcade game. I have to wonder, like, how that's going to handle. 'Cause that was one of those, dude, you need a mouse,
It was like very
and
Twitch
keyboard.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it was super fast, and you had to turn around. It was a lot of circle strafing and running backwards.
Yeah, a lot of running
Dudes
backwards and
pump
shooting dudes.
out. Yeah, just come
Guys
out.
guys run fast constantly, and it's like, oh god, there's 80 guys trying to kill me right now. I have to get away from these weird bone horse
Oh god,
tiger
stupid
things.
bone horse.
These guys are messed up. So yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm excited
Good
to see
box
it come
art,
back.
Yeah.
And again, Devolver Digital,
Yeah.
Big ups.
Mike Wilson,
They got
back
a bunch
in
of
effect.
they got a bunch of money or something.
We'll have to get him back in here again at some
Exactly.
point.
Does it still have the big bomb on the logo? Is there screenshots of the logo? Because that can only do good things for us.
I think we should sue him for.
That's right. It's a good call. It's ripping off our ideas. Oh, let's see here. What else happening? The Aliens RPG, that got canceled officially. Obsidian said that we're officially not making that. Officially.
Yeah, kind of out of the blue, there's a little forum post, just like, hey, just wanted to let you know we're actually definitely not making
We're
that.
shutting down this forum. Like it was in
Yeah.
the context of the message board devoted to this game is going away in a couple of weeks.
And here's why.
But they didn't like say cancel. They said we're not working on this anymore.
Right, but then Sega did say canceled.
Oh, okay.
Well, they didn't use the word canceled, but they effectively said we are not pursuing an RPG in the Aliens universe.
Because
That's a really wordy way of saying.
because why make the one thing that would be interesting and different with the Aliens license?
I know,
when
like-
you can make a bunch of shooters.
It's
instead.
awful. Like the second half of the comment or the quote that they gave was like, "We're super excited about it. The new Aliens versus Predator game that we have coming," which is like, yeah, we saw that 10 years ago.
That game was alright. I think Aliens, the side-scrolling one where you play as Ripley, was probably my favorite.
The Genesis game.
Yeah.
Arcade game.
The arcade, yeah.
Was it arcade first?
It was arcade
Yes.
first.
It was one of those games.
Konami.
That was a different game, but yeah, that game was like a brawler. Almost.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, I'm thinking of Aliens versus Predator, the
Yeah,
arcade game.
No.
Thinking about the Alien 3.
Yeah, it was like you had to collect shit.
The Alien. It was Aliens because you were using like the big.
You were Sigourney Weaver.
You were in the suit and everything. You were in the giant like construction lifter thing for
What?
parts of it.
Really?
I think you're talking about a different game.
I was talking about arcade.
Yeah, we're not
Aliens
talking about
game.
the arcade game. We're talking about the Genesis game.
Mine looked like
It
Black
is a
Lord.
side. Yeah, exactly. It is a side scroller, and it's Alien 3.
Oh, okay.
Was it 3?
Pretty sure it's 3.
I can't remember. All I remember is you shot, but you didn't see your bullets, and that was cool. I like games that do that. You get like, and things would explode at the end of you. That was good tech back then.
Yeah, Alien vs Predator, the arcade brawler. That was a ton of fun. That was
I've
one of
never
those.
played that.
It was like Konami, like
was
late.
it Konami or Capcom?
May have been Capcom.
And they made up new characters for it.
Yeah, like they had like
Human
whole
humans
supporting
were just
cast
like-
of like alien of Marines and
Yeah.
Did it have like the arcade cabinet with the 2 screens? Was it 1 screen?
think
No,
they
it was one. I think it was one screen, but it was a 3-player game.
yeah, it was
Wow.
definitely 3-player at least.
Huh.
Yeah, because I feel like it might have had like Captain Commando style tech behind it.
Yeah, it was like CPS2.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a good one. Solid.
Was there an Aliens
Bring that out for Xbox Live Arcade. I'd be into
like
that.
gun shooter?
Yep, there was Alien 3: The Gun. Sega did that.
There was.
Man,
There may have been another one after that also.
Yeah,
we
probably.
could discover that Aliens and Predator could be the one franchise that has touched every genre. Like, without the RPG, it could be the missing piece.
Yeah. There's the puzzle game. There's the dating sim.
There's the horse racing.
Yeah.
There was the guided experience.
That's right.
The full motion video.
That's too bad for Obsidian.
Well,
I hope.
Maybe. I don't know. They got Alpha Protocol and New Vegas, so like I think they're doing okay.
Yeah. I was okay. Well,
It's too bad for that game because that
Yeah,
game
yeah,
seems
that's
like
it.
something that could have been cool.
I think it's too bad for us.
yeah.
but-
I would have liked to have seen any of that game.
Sure. I agree.
Someone get Matt Roy on the phone.
That's a bummer.
Let's get a build of that.
And send what they had.
He was doing voice work for it.
All right. Well, you call him Brad. You talk about Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts soundtrack coming out today.
They put out the soundtrack. It's tomorrow.
Today.
Oh wait, it is today.
Yep.
Oh yeah, today's Tuesday.
Yep.
Oh man, I don't know anymore.
Jet lag's getting to you.
Jeff
that
actually.
trip to L.A.
Yeah, no, seriously. Jeff, you actually found this. Like, how did you find that? Like, that just.
They put out a press release.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, I
They
gotta get.
found you.
Yeah.
Like Microsoft did.
I
gotta get on
No,
that.
I think the label,
those
the
people?
the something digital.
So is that that's a record label?
Yeah, something
Like
like
they
that.
do-
They put out a ton of game soundtracks.
Wow,
like
it-
the Capcom stuff comes out through them. Like the Bionic Commando Rearmed soundtrack came out through those dudes. And they've done a bunch of games. So they did the Halo Wars soundtrack, all that. Like Microsoft did a deal with that, a multi-title deal some time ago.
I'm super surprised they gave him Banjo. Like, no Viva Pinata soundtrack ever came out, you know?
I think those games just came out before that deal was in place.
Yeah,
or
maybe
something
so.
like that.
Okay.
So
Well, then now they should go back.
they should.
Go
You're
back.
absolutely
I
right.
wanted a Trouble in Paradise soundtrack,
Yeah.
and that never happened.
So yes, it's a 28-track
Holy
soundtrack for Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts
For $10.
for $10.
That's a good deal. You
And
should
it's,
buy that.
It's available on
That's
iTunes.
your guy, right? Grant Kirkhope.
Yeah, he
partially.
did some of it. It's three dudes,
Yeah.
and it's his last. It's Grant Kirkhope's
Yeah.
last work
It was the last thing he did with Rare.
because now he's at Big Huge Games,
Which,
went through a tough time and is
Yeah.
now part of 38 Studios. So Rich Gallup works with Grant Kirkhope. Think about that. Think about that.
But Big Huge Games, they're still based out of
Yes,
somewhere else.
they're like Maryland or Baltimore or something like that.
I thought they were Texas-y.
No, they're definitely East Coast.
I don't know. Anyway.
So 38
Texas would make sense for their name, Jeff. So I'm with you.
Big
Everything in
Huge
Texas is
Games.
Big Huge.
I've got the internet here. I could look this up.
No.
No,
No,
Texas.
I'm going to do it.
They're from Austin.
Buy your Banjo soundtrack.
I'm pretty sure it's Maryland or Virginia.
All right, so yes, that soundtrack's coming out, and that's pretty awesome.
It is.
Because there's pretty good music in that game.
I'm going to buy it.
All right, we were talking about this. I should have busted this story out earlier. I apologize in advance, but crazy shit is afoot at worldofwarcraft.com.
Yeah.
Yes,
Go
Again.
on.
they have announced that they are adding a faction change option, which means that you will straight up be able to go, I don't want to be Alliance anymore, I want to go to Horde.
Yeah,
And
and
they
you'll be able
will
to pay a fee and do it.
pay a fee, and they're saying that the basic idea is that players will be able to use the serve to transform an existing character into a roughly equivalent character of the opposing faction of the same realm. They say that there's still much work to do and many details to iron out. I bet, because there's so much shit, like just
I know.
gear wise,
Yeah.
how do you make those calls and not completely flip out everyone that does that? Of like, dude, this is not at all equivalent.
And will they let the people select which race they change to?
Yeah, that's one of the big questions.
Yeah. Or will
And-
they just come up with a table of equivalents, or their roughly equivalent races?
You have to say the same class, right? Do they address that? Like, surely you can't also flip a class.
Well, there's some classes that are unique, or no,
Right.
they're all.
Well, no, there
There's
are.
the Paladin and the.
There are some.
I
Oh, I can't
I want
remember.
to say like since the last
Yeah, the Blood Elf.
No, I
expansion
guess-
that they've made it so everyone can do.
Because the shamans are
No,
now.
yeah.
still, I don't think it's everyone can do everything.
Well, not everyone can do everything, but
No.
now each
Right.
faction now has
Like, at
Blood
least
Elves
one
can be
has someone that can
paladin,
do
right?
something.
And
So
then alien dudes could be shamans. What are they called again? The Zal.
Draenei.
Yeah.
Something like
Yep.
that.
God, I forgot all about those
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the panda guys, right?
Yeah.
So no mention of
I
what
hear
it's
those are
going to
coming
cost.
soon.
Yeah.
Actually, that's what everyone changes into when you switch
Just
factions.
become Pandaren.
Yeah, you just become a Pander and Brewmaster. That's the new race for anyone who changes.
I'm in. This is me signing up, typing over here on this wooden table, but it's actually somehow signing me back up for my World of Warcraft account.
You Marcel Marceau.
Yeah, no problem.
So no indication what it's going to cost.
No details at all.
Okay.
Like,
Hey, we're doing it.
there's just in the forum thread. This is just a post in their forums, and it just goes so nuts from there.
I bet like first post is just like screaming craziness,
I fear change.
and then like
You're ruining the game.
and then 85 posts of screaming craziness, and then like a 6-paragraph diatribe about how this is completely fucked and will never work.
And then a lot of Picard face.
Well,
bombs.
the awesome thing is, I guess, that people have been requesting this for a good long time.
Okay.
And Blizzard themselves have had lists of reasons why they are not interested in doing it.
Now they are interested.
But it's always been like, we're not interested in doing that at this time.
so the first
Now
thing.
apparently they are.
Yeah,
Yeah. And now my
like-
Ferrari's getting old.
Well, that's the thing. It's like the first thing I thought when I saw this was, is this one of the features you roll out late in the game when the player base starts, like, the sign-ups are leveling off, and you want to retain people as long as you can.
Say it's the
and-
beginning of the end.
Could be.
Tipping
Just
point.
want to revive and just like, oh, I already sunk all this time into this. I imagine if you're the kind of dude who you've maxed, you hit the level cap, and you've
Multiple
done everything
times.
that you can on that faction, but it's like, I don't want to just do it again. On the other side, it's like, oh well, I can.
It's more for like, on this server, oh, my friends are playing on the other side, and I've got this 80 on that server, but it's the wrong side, so forget it. It's giving people more options to allow them to play together.
I'll be
Like,
curious to see what it does to like game balance and to like what server populations are like, and just how it gets received by the community. But this seems less like a game thing and more like customer service.
Yeah.
Of just, how can we keep you spending your money with us month after month?
Sure.
If this is an option that you're interested in,
We're ready.
we will provide that for you, and then you can go from there and do whatever the hell you like. So, it just seems crazy to me that that's how far World of Warcraft has gone. Like I've not played it in years.
I don't play MMOs enough to know, is this the first time something like this? Like, do other people ever let you do this?
They must. I
I'm
don't know.
sure this is not the first time.
Look at me.
Yeah,
I think
you're
I
a
would-
big Matrix Online fan.
Like, granted, I don't play the game, but I think I would prefer it if
We gotta sign up for that.
for Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? What? Who?
Because
Sign up
End of the
close
world.
on July 1st.
Sign-ups
so
end
if we want to be there for the
tomorrow.
end of the Matrix Online, we got to sign up immediately.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
And they close down July 31st. The servers are done.
Not like this.
I want to see how the Matrix ends.
Yeah, but I would much prefer this World of Warcraft thing is if you kept your race. So all of a sudden you had Alliance,
Oh,
Tauren,
God.
and like evil humans and
So you're just, like,
undead good guys.
Just like
and-
straight up turncoats. Then.
I feel like someone in the comments, I think it was someone in I don't know where I saw it, but someone was saying that you should just have it say like level XX traitor. Like for
That was,
anyone
yeah.
That was Andrew Skip Fister.
Ah, yes.
Who came up with that idea.
Okay, props to Andy P. That was good business, and I like that idea. They should run with that. It's
Pretty good.
And I also like the idea of being able to keep your race. That would
Yeah,
be
there'd
wicked.
probably be so many things that have to balance in that case, just because of the talents that the different races have and all that stuff probably wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Right? But
And you still couldn't.
But they still
you
have to-
couldn't understand the language.
that'd be really good. That'd be really.
I don't know what you're
I want to
saying.
buy things from you, shop man.
The cheese.
And like one
dance,
time, one out of
dance.
every like 100 times, you walk into a town and they just jump you and kill you. And they don't realize that you're.
What? Oh.
How'd you get in here? Oh my God! Raid!
All right. Final story here.
Oh, did you also hear that China outlawed gold farming?
I did. I don't. But my understanding is that there isn't actually law in China, so I have a hard time believing that's going to stop gold farming.
I don't know.
In other news, the Chinese economy is on the verge of collapse tonight.
That's weird. Like, what pressure from Blizzard made them shut down gold
Yeah, right.
farming?
I don't know.
Because that always works.
They could, yeah.
I think it's because
If anyone, you know what? If anyone could
We're
put the
about-
screws to China, I feel like it would be
We're about
Blizzard.
to give Korea StarCraft 2.
Yeah,
Although China doesn't have last I checked, they don't have a operator currently for World of Warcraft.
or like they changed operators and the servers of
It's
the
still
people
not
they
up.
changed to were busted.
Yeah, because the people that were running it are now running World of Fight,
Sounds way better.
which has a logo that looks an awful lot like the World of Warcraft logo.
But a way better name.
Yeah,
WAF.
yeah, and even better acronym too.
WAF.
Yeah.
I'm getting way into WAF. You know, the world of fight. What are you doing? Punching guys. Really? What are you doing? Kicking dudes. Awesome. Something about this world, man. I don't know.
I just go to chat in World of Fight.
Like even chatting. It's just like you're punching your keyboard to get the letters out.
World of Fight, man.
So it sounds like Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment (WBI) had put in a bid to buy part of Midway, and there was, I guess, waiting to see if there would be other offers, and apparently there weren't. No one else was interested in putting up a bid for Midway, and so I guess that 33 mil is going to get them a whole bunch of Midway assets.
Yeah.
So that's a done deal.
Like I don't think it's done yet. There's
it was
still
by
stuff
the end
with
of the month or something.
there's still issues with certain investors, and I guess Lawrence Kasanoff, who produced
Yeah.
the MK movies, is
That lawsuit, I read that over, and there's some details I wish that had been in there that were not, but the basics of that sound absolutely crazy.
Like he has no claim to anything.
Like it's him. So I guess what happened is like Midway signed some deal with him that used the words "in perpetuity" with regard to who has the exclusive right to exploit Mortal Kombat movies and television and all this other stuff.
Okay.
So it's like if it happens, it has to happen through him. Apparently, at least that's what the lawsuit that he filed claims. I don't know, obviously, I haven't seen the document for myself. And then so his lawsuit is filled with all kinds of stuff saying like the games are just flat. There's no story in them at all. It's like the ninjas are just the same. Like basically just says like they just palette swap the ninjas. It's totally flat and storyless. All the story is all me. I have created more Mortal Kombat than Midway has.
What?
I own the.
Like I should own, I should own significant portions of the property because, and then it says like, and stuff that I've created has been worked back into the games. Which, granted, I haven't seen everything that has been. I didn't watch any of those stupid ass TV shows, but I think I saw enough of that stuff to realize it was all fucking garbage past that first movie. And that first movie was only alright because it mostly stuck to the games.
Yeah.
Which happened to actually have more story than most fighting games. Certainly did at the time, and probably still do today.
Wow. What a jackass.
So that thing just reads like total nonsense to me. As someone who has followed the games, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, straight up.
How could he give up that mine of gold?
Yeah.
And
like
it
they
talks
ended
about
up-
them rebooting, like
cash
doing
machine.
another like fresh
and
MK
part
movie.
and part of the lawsuit in there was him like saying like, and I hear that they've been taking meetings to try and cut me out on the next Mortal Kombat movie, which they cannot do. And I own MortalKombat.com.
Does he?
Straight up, like, yeah, like
Oh,
it's
so then
part of that.
that's
Like,
legitimate.
MortalKombat.com is not Midway. It's just devoted to talk to the producers of the Mortal Kombat movie. Like the website looks like it fell out of 1997
So does Mortal Kombat.
and onto your web browser,
Onto Mosaic.
onto Mosaic.
Man, that's weird.
So that will apparently or could hold up some of the sale, but yeah.
But otherwise, no one else is saying, I would like to buy Midway.
I would like to buy Midway.
Do you have more than $33 million?
More.
$33 million and 1 penny.
Define more.
Over.
So,
Above.
Nope. I can take a loan out. I'm good for it.
Go to a bank and tell them you want to buy Midway.
I want to buy Midway. How much is that? I don't know. A couple million.
crack open your piggy
Yeah,
bank.
but
baby.
$33 million, and that only gets you Chicago and Seattle.
That's what I want. Cut out the middle.
But it still gets them IPs.
I think so.
It gets
I
them
think-
more
I think it
IPs.
gets
They
them
get
all
like,
the IPs.
yeah,
Ips.
yeah.
Do-
all
Does
the
it-
IPs that were developed in those studios, right? Like it seems weird.
I think it'd be all the IPs, period, because those other studios are just going to get shut down.
Okay. So this is
Because there's
the
a lot
end
of there's a
the
lot of
Midway
old
that we do.
Midway IP that's not attached to studios. You know,
Right.
Tubin is not attached to
Like, yeah,
Newcastle
Tubin
or
was
anything.
Midway Games West, which I think is what they ended up renaming Atari Games to when they bought them.
Who's got Joust?
I think they get Joust.
Yeah, Joust was developed in Chicago.
Done.
New
Joust
Joust game. But then there's that
RPG.
movie that's
Or I
coming.
guess Joust
so.
was actually... Joust might have been developed by Eugene Jarvis when he was at a separate company, VidKids, because they did Defender and Stargate. Those were VidKids productions. Joust could have been. Maybe Joust was internal Midway at that point. I don't know.
I don't know.
So Ed Boon.
We'll go to California Extreme and ask someone there.
Exactly.
They'll
Someone there
know.
will totally know. You're going to CAX.
So Ed Boon, an employee of Warner Brothers.
Basically.
That's so weird.
That's what I think the end of the eventual part of all this is.
The upshot?
Is that those guys will work for Warner.
I wonder if they just let him keep going in Chicago. I guess they kind of almost have to at this point
Yeah,
to keep him happy
probably,
because they've been
yeah.
there for so long.
Unless they all want to move. Who knows?
Yeah, you
But-
gotta figure a lot of those guys have families and stuff at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Like, you don't want to uproot everybody.
Yeah, you're not gonna. I don't think you're gonna move Ed out of Chicago.
Maybe, yeah.
That's his town, son.
That's right. He's got basketball to play.
That's right. Him and Hector. Those two guys are not leaving Chicago anytime
That's right.
soon.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm glad to see that that this stuff isn't just getting peeled off completely piecemeal.
Yeah.
That some of the stuff that you associate with that name is still being grouped together.
I just hope Warner treats him nice.
So
Yeah,
Warner.
absolutely. Yeah, that's the hope. Although again, I what I like is that Warner likes them some M-rated content.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That is part and parcel with treating them nicely. Like,
Yeah.
do what needs to be done with that stuff.
Make the Mortal Kombat game that needs to be made.
Yes.
And it sounds like that they've been making that game for a while now. Like all this stuff hasn't necessarily. It sounds like it hasn't made a big impact on their development. according to Twitter, which is a popular internet web destination. They've been mocapping fatalities and being all gruesome with it and all this stuff. It's like, hey, cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, Ed Boon, his Twitter icon for the longest time has been this rabid pit bull with just MK9 superimposed over it.
MK9.
MK9.
Yes, you gotta say it right.
What's that?
You gotta say it
MK9.
right. MK9.
Cop and a half.
With the big dog.
K911.
So Stryker's going to have a dog now.
Yep.
They have a German Shepherd, so for level fatality that he...
It's going to be like a mixture of Mortal Kombat and Shadow Dancer. You hold the button down and you charge up the dog.
That's going to do it for News of the World. Let's talk about new releases.
All right.
We are on the precipice, gentlemen, of Oblivion when it comes to new releases.
Is Oblivion coming out again?
Yeah.
Gold,
It just
Gold
did
Box
on
Game of the
Steam.
Year edition.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You can own every piece of Oblivion ever for $28.
Is that still the case? That wasn't that a sale?
No, I
thing?
think that's just a standing package deal.
That's the new price. This week's new releases include Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince for the Nintendo Wii, PC, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, Nintendo DS, and Sony PSP.
You can see a quick look at that tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you want to.
Quick look forthcoming of Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Who should we have do that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think that's looking like you guys.
No,
Is
wait.
that- Brad, you read all those books.
That's
Oh,
why I
that's
kind of
right.
don't want Brad there.
I will happily not
Vinny,
do
you've
that.
watched all of those overdubbed YouTube videos
Yeah, I did.
of the Harry Potter movie.
And then Harry. Yeah, I love those.
Perfect.
All right, have fun.
All right.
Hagrid. I get all the names wrong too. And Pinky and
Harry. Harry.
Redhead.
Street Fighter 4 for the PC. Jeff,
Okay.
you're going to take a look at that at some point.
I am going to take a look at that.
Is that coming out just retail? Has Capcom?
It is both. It's coming to Steam.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Good for them. Is that a Games for Windows Live product?
I believe it is.
That's also
My
awesome.
understanding is that it is.
Does that mean we can't hack it and get like crazy PC Street Fighter 4 awesomeness?
No,
Like
you can still do mods
Okay.
for Steam games. It's not.
that's my biggest Street Fighter 4 PC hope. That it'll just really bad.
Chicks out, I made Scorpion and then
Yeah,
also
you finally
Goku.
get Skullomania in there.
Yep.
Dude.
Just like
Don't even, do not, don't.
Get a little D-Dark.
I didn't even play Street Fighter 4, but
Dude, if they
Get some
If
Dr.
Skullomania-
Dark up in there.
Man,
D-Dark, D-Dark and
Give me some
Skullomania
C-Jack.
showed up. God damn it.
It's got a bat. It's got a bat.
Ice Age Dawn of Dinosaurs for PC with Nintendo Wii, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Nintendo DS, and PlayStation 2.
Really scraping the barrel this week.
Blaze Blue Calamity Trigger for Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. That's from the Guilty Gear guys.
Yeah.
And I watched a little bit of video of that, and man, that doesn't make any sense at all.
we're gonna try and have a quick look at that later on in the week.
Good luck,
2D
gentlemen.
Fighting.
Good.
I'm pretty sure in that video, I watched that same video you did, and I haven't really seen much of this game at all.
But just like
I think it's,
meters
instead of
for-
saying round one, they say rebel one. Like what?
What?
I think it's just they just at some point someone who doesn't speak English went rebel. That's a cool word. Let's put it in there. People know what we're talking about. Whatever. Like it doesn't. None of this matters.
But just like weird like meters for
Rebel
deciding
one,
stuff before
fight.
you even start
Like, what,
a round.
dude? I mean, Guilty Gear was already pretty much incomprehensible.
Yeah,
to
this
me,
seems like it's
so-
just going further down that rabbit hole.
great.
Call of Juarez,
Nice.
Bound in Blood, rated M for mature, PC, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360. Zero. That's the only joke I got. Mega Man Star Force 3, Black Ace / Red Joker for the Nintendo DS. They're still cranking those fuckers out.
Yeah.
Capcom, don't sleep on the...
Those games are not bad.
Sounds
I've
like
yet to finish one of them, but
I played,
I've
like-
enjoyed the time I've spent with
I spent
all of
several
them along
hours
the way.
with the first EXE for
Yeah.
the Game Boy Advance.
Those
which
games
gets-
got better. Like that game was cool. Those
Which is
games
crazy to me that Star Force is then like its own like spin-off of a spin-off, and now they're doing a team-up game. Like there's a new game coming that's a combination of Star Force and the Rockman
Oh really?
Oh, wow.
EXE,
EXE?
stuff. So you'll have two Mega Mens.
Or what is it? They didn't call it EXE here. It was Battle Network Mega Man, wasn't it? Or no, Mega Man Battle Network.
Yeah,
Mega Man
And
Battle
then
Network.
The GameCube game was Battle Network Mega
Oh,
Man.
just sounds like
a side-scrolling Mega Man game that was set in the
Right.
in that universe.
Sure.
Infernal Hell's Vengeance. I think they're about... I think they're roughly 1 million Mega Man games that I've never heard of.
Rockboard.
Infernal Hell's Vengeance for the Xbox 360.
That's the
Not-
360 version of Infernal, with a
came out
fancy new subtitle on it.
like 2 years ago,
Yeah.
I think, on the PC.
Great. Xbox Live Arcade, this week's releases are Worms 2 Armageddon and The King of Fighters 98 Ultimate Match.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's solid.
Mark of the Wolves multiplayer has not been great.
Oh no.
I've yet to get in a match that felt right. So King of Fighters 98, I'm assuming will be exactly the same.
Oh no.
And those are both 800 points a pop, which I feel like the first Worms they charged, I think it was $15.
Don't know.
I want to say. Well, thank God Team 17 is doing that, getting back to what they do well, which is Worms, and getting away from Leisure Suit Larry, Box Office Bust,
Right.
which is not what they do well.
How long has it been since you could put your own like voice pack in a Worms game?
What do you mean?
Like you used to be able to be like,
Yeah, I think in the late 90s when the last time they made a new 2D Worms game.
okay,
Damn.
so
They've been releasing voice packs, or they released a couple of voice packs for the Xbox Live Arcade version of Worms.
nothing custom, nothing like.
No.
That was my favorite part, I think. of Worms.
They still have like a million voice packs in there, so you can have
Okay.
speak Limey or Posh or Robots
But I can't put like the Rambo
or
sound pack in
Swedish
there.
or whatever. I'm sure they have one where they sound like
Oh, just quotes.
where it's the high-pitched Rambo quotes.
You think? I might take that bet.
You beat the win this time.
Make a belly go puke. Tell me that doesn't sound totally
The
plausible.
high pitched Troutman.
I got to play a body bag. See, even if there wasn't a Rambo pack, I will bet you money that there is at least one or two Rambo quotes stuffed
Like
in
peppered in
there
there.
somewhere. Somewhere.
All right.
Let's talk Wii stuff. WiiWare stuff, specifically. Water Warfare from Hudson Entertainment. Well, Hudson loves them some WiiWare. They put out a lot of things. This is 8-player.
Skateboards and dinosaur eggs.
800. It's 800 Wii points, so $8. I don't know. Real fishing challenge. Can you
I
guess?
think that's a first-person shooter using water guns. I think.
Water Warfare is a comical first-person shooter that uses water guns to battle and soak opponents.
Wow, that was
you
very
write
prescient
this?
of
Wow.
you.
That's like 2 for 2 on spooky stuff today.
Water pistol, anyone?
And then real fishing challenge. Can you guess how real is spelled?
WREALL.
That's it. All right, you're off. Like you had the first two, you nailed it really good, really well earlier. Silver Star Reversey from Age Tech, 2-player, 500 Wii points.
Good, because I hate regular reversing.
It's classier, Silver Star.
Yeah. I'm holding out for Gold Star Reversey. Maybe you know it as Othello.
Virtual Console releases this week, or release this week, is Fantasy Zone 2: The Tears of Opa Opa.
Huh. I'm
It's
sure.
a Master System game. My Master System knowledge is non-existent.
I'm sure opaage.com is aflame.
Totally. I mean, not that it ever isn't.
Yeah, sure.
That's it.
DSiWare is a Sudoku game.
DSiWare is Sudoku Master for
Throw
500
that out
Wii
there.
points. So also Hudson. Again, Hudson. Love it. Loving it.
Remember the name. That's Hudson.
Is Point Lookout come out for PS3? Is
No.
that it?
No.
Is that
Not yet.
still floating around?
Is that going to be part of the... That's not going to be part of the retail version they're putting out. It's got...
Part of the Summer of Network. I believe there was some kind of retail version
there's
for
some-
that.
Not.
You know what? I
not
don't care.
piecemeal.
I don't
It
care.
was going to be Anchorage
I
in
don't
the
care.
pit, and then it was going to be...
That's only for 360.
Oh, well.
Vinny, ask me if
PSN.
I care.
All right,
No.
Do you,
Hey, when do you care about Fallout 3
Emails.
on the PS3?
Maybe,
Bombcast
maybe you care.
at giantbomb.com is the email address.
How do you care?
Thank you, Bobby D. The Giant Bombcast, the only video game podcast where you'll hear obscure references to The Fan.
Come on, man, the fan.
No one anywhere ever other than here is
Quotes
going to
The
make
Fan.
here or a Cinema West theater circa 2000.
Terry Fotley was listening to this podcast. He'd be losing it right now.
That's right, The Fan.
Like I said, losing it.
Oh, I wish. I like the idea of Terry Flotley listening to this podcast. Awful.
Driving
lot.
somewhere to an air race. I got 2 hours to kill.
See Terry often enough.
For me, the action is the juice, he'll say.
I'll say, fucking A, Terry. All right, once again, bombcast@giantbomb.com. First email comes in from John Phillips in Peoria, Arizona. I didn't know that
Doesn't make
existed.
sense.
He says, phones seem to be able to pull it off without any problem, but why don't we ever see a Nintendo or Sony portable with vibration capabilities? I guess the question is, do you really need, how do we feel today in 2009 about quote-unquote force feedback?
I think it's vital for console games, but I
absolutely.
don't think I would want it, especially on a console, on a device that I have to touch the screen in a very precise way. I would prefer it not to be shaking while I was trying to do that.
And also a device that runs on batteries when you're away
Right.
from an outlet.
Yeah.
'Cause those motors.
But there are
They put out the Rumble Pack add-on for like Metroid Prime Pinball, and
But there are iPhone games that have Rumble in it, and it's been useful. That Zynga poker game will rumble when it's your turn to play, and that's a nice feature because you don't really give a shit when other people are playing.
yeah, I got it.
You know, but I guess also like with the phone thing, phones have vibration for other purposes.
Yeah.
Whereas for a portable, it would be only for that, and I guess that's probably not enough of a reason for them.
It
to
doesn't really
include
seem vital to me in anything where I'm holding the screen. I prefer it to shake.
I did agree.
Yeah.
Vinny. Yes.
I think battery life is probably a bigger issue, but gameplay-wise, not hurting me.
Brad, how's your pulse?
Eh.
Your hand on your neck there. Doing well.
Yeah.
Scott Philpott in Oakville, Ontario. What's your thoughts on the term core gamer? I personally hate it.
It's awful. It's terrible.
You know what? Yeah, I love it. You know why?
Why?
Because every time I hear it, I think of Iwata. Claw Game On.
Core gamer.
Namco.
Well, I guess what's the option?
Hardcore
Yeah, like that's kind of a
Is that worse?
gamer.
that's an offshoot from hardcore, is taking it down to core.
It's all the same stuff. As far as I'm concerned.
Not casual.
So Jeff, is it the term or is it the need to categorize?
It's the need to categorize, really, and obviously that's the whole thing that marketing departments do is they want to try to segment the market up into different groups so they can figure out how to effectively market to them.
Right.
But these lines that they've drawn feel really arbitrary, and I don't think that they're representing the people that actually play games very well. You know, because you think about the casual / hardcore split. You know, that's a world where only one group plays something like Peggle or Plants vs. Zombies or something. You know, it's like PopCap is in this group for idiots. And I think we've proven that, you know, there's a large group of
There
people
are
that
plenty of core gamers that are idiots.
right. Yo, dude, yes, most of us. And I think that this just, you know, you have people that tend to gravitate toward the more kind of extreme content, and those are like the 15-year-olds that only want to play M-rated games. And that would be who you'd be like the core gamer. Like that's who they really mean by something like that is the very narrow view, narrowly focused people out there playing games. But there are more and more people that are becoming very large fans of games that'll kind of play anything, anywhere.
That's kind of like more just the traditional game playing demographic, that 15-year-old boy who wants to see blood.
Yeah.
We're just 15-year-old boy. I think everything else you said in there is packed.
Well, I'm
right
saying that yes, that's the 15-year-old boy
Yeah.
wants. That's what they want to see.
Don't forget boobs.
in. Yeah, that's
And
right.
boobs.
Boobs and blood.
Boobs and blood.
If they
That's
were
what bloody
if
boobs.
the boobs were bleeding,
No.
Where-
See, I want to see
don't
blood.
come a knocking. I don't know.
I want to see.
That's
I
an old
wanna
one.
see
No, that's a 30s
like
thing.
blood. You want to see blood on the boobs when you're 15. You hit 30.
I can't get off unless there's boobs.
I need this.
I need to bite nipples
I need
off.
this.
Oh,
I need this.
Take this razor blade, sandpaper to my nipples.
I need this.
Shouldn't have said anything.
Thomas from the Netherlands.
Really catering to the
Were
bloody
we done?
boob
I don't think
audience.
we're done, man.
I don't know. You guys started talking about
Oh,
biting
were
off
you done?
nipples. I had to move on. That seemed necessary.
Yeah, that's-
Bloody nipple.
Oh, dude, shut up.
No, I think you summed it
need
up,
this.
Jeff, pretty well. Is that, you know, it's you got to do, like, marketers have to do something to categorize people because that's how they sell shit.
Yeah, and you know,
That's how they sell shit to people who don't know anything about this.
and the only reason that we're hearing these terms is because companies structure their press conferences and also broadcast them live. It's like instead of just talking to investors and the press, they then now are talking to the world at the same time. So they split the difference between their marketing buzz speak and trying to actually speak English. It's dumb that anyone ever knew that stuff existed. It's dumb that people thought, that hear the term were AAA games.
That's way worse. That's way. Like I can deal. Like I'll talk about. Yeah, I'll talk about. This is a game for core gamers, and I understand what that means. And there are some games that I think do fit into that, and
it's still an effective shorthand.
Yeah,
for this is a video game as opposed to in this game you play disc golf.
Yeah,
or POW block anyone. It's like
oh, POW block anyone. But yeah, AAA games, holy shit.
Yeah,